Hello, my writer and reader friends. Today, we're going to be doing the 9 tips for writing authentic Black characters. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Angela. This is AKHarrell Writes, and if this is your first time here, welcome. If you are coming back, what's shaking? All right, so this is a very important subject for me. I am a African American Black woman. I can talk on this subject. Now, I do want to preface this and say that my opinion is not the opinion of every African American person, woman, man, or child in America. However, as a member of this specific group, I think I can talk to some points in my thankfully mid-life of being a Black African American woman. And so we're going to get to it. Let's go. The first tip is we do not all look alike. Surprise, surprise. Jerome over there does not look like Frank over there. Angela right here does not look like Wanda over there. Okay, we have different hairstyles, we have different fashions. Or my cat, LaRue, always interrupting. Even if we're twins, we are differently, just like any other race. Okay, some of us have bad attitudes, some of us have great attitudes, some of us are bubbly, some of us aren't. Okay, personalities are different. Looks are different. Fashion is different. What we like to do is different. It's just all different. So, please do not make the assumption that every Black character that you write about talks the same, walks the same, thinks the same. None of that. Don't do that. Moving on. Please do not refer to us using food. I am not your chocolate woman. This person over here is not your honeybee. When other races use food to describe Black people, it is insensitive. It depicts a sort of idealism that we are objects. We're not objects. We're not your food. Okay, so when you're looking to try to describe the Black person, especially an African American, you want to go ahead and make sure you are using colors that are not necessarily food. Unless you're a Black person and you just want to use that. And can we use it? Yes, we can, because we are we and other people are not. I don't want to get too deep into that, but as Kendrick Lamar would say, they not like us. Be respectful. When it comes to the way that we speak and we interact with each other and with other races, it is very important to understand that we usually are multilingual. I am currently learning Creole, a huge language besides English, in Sierra Leone, which is where my ancestry is from. And we also have language with each other. Some people may say it is Ebonic. Some people may say it is improper English. That is not true. It is a cultural thing. We may have different words that we use with each other that we would not probably use out in the rest of America because we feel comfortable speaking with each other in that way. And to get a sense of this, sometimes we may not want to speak as openly as we should be able to, because we may be in a situation where we can tell it is not welcome, or it is perceived that we cannot speak proper American English from the American student schools that we've been taught. I don't know why, but that is that. And if you want to learn a little bit more about this, I would implore you to read the book James by Percival Everett. There is a character in the book named James, And you can see how he goes back and forth between what he believes the white people of that time would want him to speak or perceive he should speak versus how he really speaks with other African Americans. So, James by Percival Everett. If you haven't read it, go ahead and read it. You'll get a sense of what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, there seems to be some type of common misperception that any person who is Black, especially an African American person, has lived some type of tragic life, from being poor to being criminals to using drugs, whatever. Some type of tragedy had to happen in their life. I am here to tell you there are many Black people, especially African American, who have not lived a tragic life. They may have had something go on that has happened that wasn't all that great, right? And so they have lived life and they have experiences, but to say that all Black people have had some tragedy go on in their life is a very bad misperception. Very bad. Don't do that. Please understand that most Black people can read between the lines. Growing up in America, we have been taught probably since before we were even born. I've seen mothers and fathers talking to their unborn children about what they might face and how they want to protect them when they come into the world, because unfortunately we live in a world that has a lot of racism. And if someone tells you or you believe that we do not, I am sorry, that is an ignorant statement, and I want you to come out the dark. Please. There is racism here. I would love for it to be eradicated, but we all got to work together to do that. And some of us don't want to. That's just being honest. But Black people can read between the lines. They understand when you are saying something that you think they don't understand. If they don't comment, it's easy to understand why. Either they don't want to get into some trouble that you probably can't handle, or they're very bored with your ignorance, living in the society that we live in today where information is plentiful. This is one that I see a lot in my sensitivity reading. Black people, especially African American people, must be helped by white people in order to succeed. No, ma'am. History will prove to you that it is the other way around. Black people have been instrumental in helping other races to succeed, especially here in America, with our very many inventions, literature, music, food. There's nothing that I can think of that a Black person has not touched and has not succeeded and has not shared the success with other people in America. Nothing. And even when we separated ourselves to live in communities by ourselves, we flourished. We were successful. And we didn't have the white race coming in to save us, to help us succeed. Unfortunately, they didn't seem to like that. And some of the white race was very violent and wanted to destroy that success. So that is a huge myth that Black people must depend on white people for success. No. The answer is no. So when you're writing your characters, please don't think your Black character must be saved by a white person in order to succeed. And even more so, which is a huge stereotype, please don't believe that a Black person must sit there to always save a white person. That is not what we are here for. And as we do, here is your new channel shout out. Please don't believe that there are some rules, that there's some type of spectrum that a person needs to be on to show that they're Black. No, we're Black because we are. I don't need to show my level of Blackness. I wouldn't even know how to do that. If you're a Black person, you're a Black person. If you're a white person, you're a white person. You don't need to prove levels. If you're an Asian person, Hispanic person, I don't care what you are. You're a person, you're a person. Now, there is a difference between rules and Black culture. And I don't have enough time on this video to explain Black culture, but the internet is your friend. The library is a better friend. Please do some research and understand that there is no certain way a person needs to act in order to prove that they are Black. They just are. Try to stay away from stereotypes. Again, the library is your friend. Google as well. Look for Black stereotypes, things of that nature. A few I'll throw out that you can Google. The Mammy stereotype, the Jezebel stereotype, the Black Buck stereotype. Please do not use those stereotypes. It would make your writing look amateurish. Now, there is an exception to this. If you are writing something where you're trying to explain, you're trying to show a character you feel would fit that stereotype, you can do that. This is usually done in maybe historical fiction, something of that nature. But I would advise you to put it in your author's notes at the end of the book, or hopefully at the beginning of the book, to warn people that you are doing this for writing purposes, because you may get a whole bunch of backlash if you don't put that out ahead of time. And yeah, you've been warned. Please do yourself a favor and research the issue that you want to present in your writing when it comes to Black people, any ethnic group, any diverse group, really, to be honest. My suggestion to you would be to, if you want to go into more depth about how to write Black characters, that you would use a sensitivity reader, not a beta reader, because a beta reader has a different purpose than a sensitivity reader. You can watch my video regarding the difference. And not just any sensitivity reader. You need a sensitivity reader that has dealt with the issue that you want to discuss. Just because they are a Black person does not mean that they can speak to the issue that you are trying to discuss. And when I say do research, I mean do in-depth research. The best information you can get when you're trying to discuss an issue you don't know about, but especially with a diverse character, is to kind of go to the source if you can. Get personal opinions of someone who is in that group. Read narratives of people that are in that group that speak to the issue that you're talking about. Why? Because you can speak to a person that's in that group, but may have never dealt with that subject. For instance, if you want to talk to a Black person that has lived in poverty, don't just go up to a random Black person or even a Black person you know first without asking, can you ask a question regarding something that you feel is culturally or racially the topic. Okay, don't do that. Ask permission first. Don't just blurt out what you want to blurt out. Second, when you do, ask them if they have ever been poor. Because guess what? Not every Black person in America has been poor. They have not lived that experience. Not every Black person has been a criminal. Not every Black person has been on drugs. None of that. So be clear in what you need. Try to do as much research on your own first. And then hopefully, if possible, speak to someone with first-person experience. Reach out to colleges and universities that have done dissertations or something on that. and have gotten first person accounts of the issue you're looking at, just be mindful, do your research, don't make yourself look like a fool. Just saying. If you need help writing your Black characters, please contact me. I am a paid sensitivity reader and I would love to help you. Again, thank you for joining me. I hope this was a little bit helpful. This is not an end all be all, but these are some basic tips to help you in writing Black characters. My name is Angela. Please do happy reading and fantastic writing. See you next time. Bye.